This is Recipe Man, and in this episode, we are finally taking on Zulrah. The purpose of this series was to take on Zulrah as a hardcore Iron Man, but life had other plans. I know not being a hardcore Iron Man makes this series a lot less interesting, but Zulrah was only one part of our journey. There are bigger things yet to come for this account, so do subscribe and stay tuned. So, last episode we dealt with losing our hardcore Iron Man status, but that only served to turbocharge our progress towards Zulrah. Unlocking the Wilderness, we got 43 Prayer, a best-in-slot Amulet of Power, and the Rune Crossbow. All essential parts of our Zulrah plan. This episode we continue our journey assembling the gear we need for our big face-off with Zulrah. As per our original game plan, the ideal gear we wanted to bring to Zulrah was Barrow's gear. The plan still makes sense, so let's do it. The first piece of the Barrow's puzzle is transportation. Located in a very inconvenient spot in Mauritania, there are not many easy ways for early game players to get there. But of all the options, short of just walking there is one way we do want to try out. For that, we need a bunch of quests, so let's begin. Terrible news, our montage is interrupted by one of the RNG-based quest requirements, and we need a nature talisman. And for this, we need to do another quest. And with that, we've unlocked one of the most important transportation methods of the game, and the first part of our Barrow's travel plan. We're going to use the fairy rings to teleport into the Mauritania swamp, run over to Boti over here, and hopefully not lose too much food, and just walk right over to the entrance. As a start, we'll be working on two of the brothers, Karil and Gunton. If you're lucky enough to get an item from Karil, that'll be our best in slot range gear for quite a while, especially for Zulrah, and we'll want Gunton armor for the lifesteal effect later on. Because we don't have prayer potions, we'll be looking for the melee brothers down in the crypt, and we'll be safe spotting them where possible. If we ever get prayer potions, we can think about completing more brothers, but for now this would have to do. So our reward potential is now at 83%, and we should be getting runes that we sorely need. And since we force spawn a brother in a room without a safe spot, we have to let this one go. It's time to go and open the chest. And that was a close one. So very first chest, and because we're spawning a brother, we're gonna have to teleport out right away. I saw that we didn't get anything, it's fine, let's move on. We're going to be sending some Barrows runs and training our magic at the same time, and hopefully get some of the items that we need. But in the event we don't get the items we need, which is more likely than not, we are going to need a plan B. I forgot to record the magic level, so it's up on the screen, and our very first Barrows item, it's one that we're looking for. I want to be surprised, the KC is great, but the item is not. Even though it's one of the items that we need, it's kind of the worst item, so moving on. We'll need prayer potions to expedite our Barrow's progress, so we did a quest for 10,000 farming EXP, and we can now plant Rana seeds. We also did a thing to get 34 Herblo, and Seto talked about this before, so we're not going to get into it. The big question is how do you go from 34 Herblo to 38 to make prayer potions? It's a little late and we missed the level, but there's 34 Herblo. So the secret to making prayer potions 4 levels under is right here in this castle. But before that, we need some ingredients. I'm just missing everything today. We got the Kolovalago fruit? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. And we made a botanical pie, which gives us a +4 Herblo boost. Now, you may say, Recipe Man, you only have one pie, what if you burn it? Well, typically you need 84 cooking to stop burning these pies, but with the Lumbridge range, there's a special effect where you cook it perfectly at 52 cooking, which just so happens we more than have. I zoomed in to show you that it was cooked, but you literally can't tell the difference. And we have prayer potions. Nice. So with prayer potions, some things become even more manageable, and we progress the account even further. And further. And even further. You know, sometimes it's a bit ridiculous how far you can progress the RuneScape account doing quests. It's almost like time is flying by and you need a montage to capture the moment, but once in a while you will hit a road bump. Just remember, there's nothing monkeys, gnomes, and a little patience can't solve. Hey, 66 Magic, the stuff fiber is really great. We've been clearing more of the brothers as we progress. But this level is special because we can now enter the Wizard Guild. An elite clue, there's almost a 1% chance I can solve that. Chest 45, Varex's Flail. Well, it's not really an item that we need, we're probably gonna elk it. It's the first item we got after the coif on the 4th chest, and I forgot to mention we got the Ardoin cloak at some point. We can now teleport to the monastery here, recharge our prayer, and carry on. Wait for it. Wait for it, and boom. Chest number 60, the first thing that's actually really good. And of course, we're recording on the back-to-back clip. There's a good chance that this is nothing, but in the event that it is, hey, the very first item that we actually want, and we are gonna keep. Guntons, 1 down, 4 to go. We took a short detour to make a plan to take out RM, and this is it. Now we just have to wait for the paint to dry, so I'll tell you what's going on. We weren't here for very long, we killed 50 Ankus for our weapon poison, and poisoned our weapon. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's not efficient, and we're only ever gonna do this once, so there we go. We're opening the chest with 100% reward potential for the very first time. Don't be bad, don't be bad, don't be bad. Oh, no. That's actually really good, and that's a dupe. Means we can elk this one. So we need to have a talk. Our collection log looks like this after 65 chests. And we only have one item that we need for Zulrah, the worst one. I bet you forgot we're going to Zulrah, didn't you? When it comes to Zulrah, the first thing we need to talk about is supplies and gear. Ring of recoils are absolutely essential when fighting Zulrah to take care of the snakeling. Making the recoils are not a problem, we have a ton of supplies from the Winter Thought earlier on, and we can telegraph gold bars. We're making 10 recoils right now, I don't think that will be enough, but that will have to do. For food supply, we'll be buying swordfish and crumb bombs from the restaurant on Brimhaven. Swordfish heal for 14 HP and crumb bombs heal for 18, and we're getting a mix for the combo eats. Combo eats will heal us for 32 at a go, and that's pretty good. Now it's time to talk about gear upgrades. The original plan, we wanted to get Barrow's gear for Zulrah, but because we're doing this on an accelerated timeline, we do need a plan B. To fund our gear upgrades, we collected quite a few alkables, including our Barrow's pieces, although we'll be alking our Barrow's pieces to last, just in case we need them for later on. I really wasn't expecting anything from the beginner clues, and we didn't get anything, so moving on. We've elked everything, including our Duke Barrow's piece, putting our cash stack at 315k. That should be enough to get us everything that we need, and if we need to, we can elk our second Darok's legs, although I don't want to do that. Darok's is not essential to any part of our plan, but the set effect is pretty nice. Not to mention, we're here in the Mage Guild for the very first time, and we're gonna buy a set of Mystic Robes. We still don't have a way to kill RM consistently, so this is the best Mage Gear we can get for now. Definitely not my favorite armor in the game, but you really can't complain. You really can't. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to our very first Zulrah attempt. I wanted to send just one Zulrah attempt to see how we can improve our gear and setup and see what we need, and we'll go for upgrades after this. I don't think our inventory setup is ideal. We do have some better than planned food, the sharks and potatoes, as well as a couple of super anti-poisons, although I don't think that will help very much. I didn't record a clip, but I think it's good to know. Temple spiders drop grubby keys for the special food that we have, as well as super anti-poisons. I'll put my levels up on the screen, and we can jump in the first kill. Future me is here to narrate this fight. We have not done Zulrah in a very long time, and I am pretty rusty. So, let's begin. We are not going to talk about rotations unless we have to, otherwise the beginning of the fight was pretty okay. For our level and gear setup, the Tanzanite phase is the worst, so we're gonna hide it out. The range and melee phases are the phases we're gonna do real work. It's almost impossible to hit on the Tanzanite phase with Mage, so we take our first big hit from Zulrah right here and have a really close call, but there's a safe spot we can hide from over here as well. This is where we made another mistake. It's a positioning error and we're on the wrong side of the island, so we need to dodge the melee attacks as we attack back. We're pretty rusty and it's very clear we're not getting the kill on the first run. I probably should have just left. We need to study the positioning and rotations a lot better, but past me was not about to give up. Zulrah's HP is 439, and this is the critical error that ends the run. Jagex on this side of the island starts with range, and our Zulrah high score is 439. So I'm gonna duck out and let my past self continue the narration, I guess. So we managed to get Zulrah down to 439 HP in one full rotation all the way up to Jad phase, so it's pretty clear we're not doing enough DPS, and I don't think I can ignore the Tanzanite phase, so we're gonna need some range gear. The only gear I think we can get for this is Void, so it seems I can't buy the Void armor yet even though I have all the points. You need 42 in all these skills and we don't have 42 range yet, so we did a thing and helped somebody out, and now we have 42 range. And we unlocked full Void. Gonna save a bit of time here, we did this too. We now have full Void for Mage and range, and we're gonna give the range outfit a try as well. Of course, we can't go to Zulrah with a bone crossbow, so here's 61 range, and we can now use our rune crossbow we got last episode. But we do need to talk about the ammo situation. As you may have noticed, we are level 1 Slayer, and we do plan to keep it like this for a while. This has a lot to do with what the account is going to do after Zulrah, so we're gonna stay level 1 Slayer for a while. Doing our research, the Mithril bolts are the best bolts that we can get, and it's not too bad. It's just slightly weaker than Broad or Adamant bolts, which means it should not make that much of a difference if we get the kill or not, so we're gonna give this a shot. And we're back to doing Zulrah. Our level setup looks like this now, and our inventory setup looks like this. We've started screening rotations for the range rotation, and this should help us get a lot further in our kill. There's a lot of safe spots, there's a lot of tricks that we can employ to make us go further, so we shall see. This is a lot better, we made it one full rotation and Zulrah is almost at half health. I don't think we can finish this kill, but we're just gonna ride it out and see what happens. Yeah, seems about right. Our new high score is 276. A little bit tricky, we're counting backwards, but I want to say that's a 60% improvement. Alright, so this is attempt number 11 or 12 I want to say. It's been a few attempts since the last attempt that I showed you guys. We made it through one whole rotation of rotation 3, the range phase that we're looking for, and I think I'm going to start screening for 2 range phases back to back. That's basically where I can do the most damage, and I should be able to get the kill on 2 range rotations back to back. Using the rune crossbow at Zulrah has been really rough and is simply just not working. The attack speed is way too slow. A magic shotbow might work, but definitely not a rune crossbow. So we're going to have to prioritize attacking with mage and 2 rotation trees, which offers the most opportunity to attack Zulrah with range mage, is the way to go. Alright, so 2 rotation 3s back to back, attack with mage. Yeah, that's the plan. Alright, keen observers can tell our setup looks very different, and we're going to talk about it right now. Void offers very good defense, but the magic accuracy is non-existent. So 45% magic accuracy boost to something that's very low, it doesn't make much of a difference. Now Mystic on the other hand, no mage accuracy boost, but the bonus is pretty high. So much so it might be higher than the 45% bonus, but the trade-off is the defense is much lower. So we've been doing some research on how best to avoid damage, and that is where the rune darts and strategic praying comes in. I'll explain that while we do a run. Now do remember we're going for 2 rotation 3s back to back, that should give us the best chance to complete 1 KC. We can't really control what we get on the second rotation, but there's a 25% chance we get the rotation that we want. Guys, this might be it. This might be the run. We have a rotation 3. Zulrah is already 125 hit points down, and these are some of the special strategies that we're executing. Melee Zulrah can't hit us, but the snakelings are either mage or melee, and we are praying melee. Right now we're going to focus on Zulrah to do as much damage as possible, but we're going to turn our attention to the snakelings in just a minute. Melee Zulrah is going to disappear anytime now, and Tanzanite Zulrah is going to spawn. We're not engaging Tanzanite Zulrah, so we're going to use that time to engage the snakelings instead. Snakelings have a max hit of 15, so instead of taking the damage, we're just going to range them instead. Tanzanite Zulrah is going to spawn, we're going to ignore it. We're going to move on to range Zulrah as soon as it spawns. Not forgetting to eat up and cure Venom, let's move. The next phase is a Tanzanite Zulrah, and we're in a safe spot, so we can just stay put. Once this phase is done, we have 2 range phases back to back, and we need to do as much damage as possible. In this phase, Zulrah only spits Venom but does not attack us, so we don't need to pray any protection prayers. Although, when the time comes, we're going to pray protection from melee because she's going to spawn snakelings. Zulrah does attack us on this phase, so protect from range. This is also where Venom starts becoming a problem, so don't forget to use the anti-poisons. We're doing great so far. The first rotation is almost done and Zulrah is down to half health. Well, almost half health. We're gonna duck out of this 10 space and just hide out here, take no damage, and we're gonna deal with the snakelings as before. Alright, the first rotation is done. Zulrah's at 200 HP, things are going really well. If you get 2 rotation 3s back to back, I think this might be it. This might be the kill. Food is looking good, we have more than half of food left as well. Prayer potions are fantastic. We're a little bit light on anti-poisons, but I think we can make do. Yes, okay, well, yeah, alright. We're just gonna repeat all our strategies perfectly again. And let's hope our damage output carries us home. This fight could not be any closer. Venoms are in the 10s, we have 3 food left, that's about 54 hit points. Zulrah is down to 32 hit points, and either way, this fight will end in this next Jet phase. Alright, we have a moment here. Any second now, 2 snakelings are going to spawn, and we need to take care of those. Combined, they can do a maximum of 30 damage, and that will leave us with no food for Zulrah or Venom, and that would be the end of the fight. So we need to take them out. Well, we got one. I almost forgot Jagex on this side starts with mage. So 2 snakelings. That hurts. That's the end of the fight. We're not gonna make this. Wait, yes! Hold on. There's a chance. Got the KC. We got the KC. Yes, it's over. Yes, it's done. Okay, we got 1 KC. We did not get any unique from our first drop. I mean, if we got a unique, that would be really painful. But I guess kind of deserved. Only if we got a unique but could not pick it up because we didn't get to the drop in time. Because, of course, it's a double death. Alright, I'm not going to drag this out. This video is going to be like 2 hours long. We're not done with Recipe Man. We're going to be talking about what we're doing with the channel and the different series that we're running. Basically, we're going to streamline everything in the next ramble video. I don't know, you'll see. You'll see. I'm really tempted to do a 1 to 99 Slayer speedrun, but that would take a very long preparation time. So I'll tell you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys then. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, please like. Have a great, awesome day. It's finally over.